Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive? Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my heaven shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Banished, where we continue on our quest to go to 1,000,000 food while escaping from Stalin. We are on the run in Stalinist Russia. This is the 1930s. The terror is about to be unleashed, and Stalin is going to consolidate all power into his hands, probably the greatest concentration of power ever in human history, far exceeding those of Hitler or Pol Pot. This was an extremely nefarious system, and we are going to completely make a beautiful system in its lieu. We are going to ensure that people are happy, they are capitalist, and they understand that communism is bad. To go to that end, what we are going to do is today we shall be building up the third sector of the Forester Hub. So we have built up the first right here. This is where we began. And then we built the second. We have started putting the foundation of our trading hub. So this is a particular trading hub. However, I want to be a little more sure about my food supply before I switch over to completely becoming a trading powerhouse. So all that is going to come, so please stay tuned. The stated goal of this playthrough is to have 1,000,000 food, which is a very nice number, which the Soviet Union can't have. To this end, we have to make sure that we have a very good solid foundation. And your economic foundation lies on education. That's why the very first building that we built was, of course, a school. And you can see it is equidistant from both the first Forester Hub, the second Forester Hub. It's right there in the middle, so that children can go and educate themselves. Each of the workplaces have got their accompanying houses. And as we build up the economy, right here where you can see that we have this market, we are going to make sure that the school is nearby, and whatever housing is given near the market, they are there to provide labor to the economic building. So the economic foundation is going to be the woodcutter and the tavern making ale, with us making ale initially with berries. Now, please understand that this is not efficient. So why do I want to make ale with berries? Is because when you go to the trading hub right here, the trading post, you see I don't have an entry for ale. So I want to produce at least one ale using berries, which I have plenty of. I can't look at how many exactly I have because I don't have a town center yet. It's way too early for a town center, but I'm sure we have plenty of berries. There are 1,142 berries in the colony, in this particular market, which we have pinned over here. But I don't have ale, so I can't register ale over here. We have firewood, and this is the number we are going to go for. 4147 firewood, and please try to remember that number. Of course, by the end of this playthrough, you will have that completely memorized. I'm going to reduce the speed to 5 because 10 is a bit too fast. We are getting a lot of people freed up to work in our workforce. Like we have 2 builders who don't have to build anything and 2 laborers. However, we are going to require a lot of firewood which is going to take an exorbitant amount of wood or basically called logs in Banished to supply this firewood. So for that, I need to build up additional foresters hub. So that's what these guys are going to go ahead and do. So houses which are over here are going to be broken down for having houses over here, building up a huge amount of logging, which is going to supply our our woodcutters, who are going to chop up and make a gigantic amount of firewood for the trade that we're going to do. So that's a lot of information. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. Right now, let's try to move towards the wooden house by unclicking one of these. So this is the only building which we're going to build. Meanwhile, I'm going to look at the state of the housing. That's very, very important to do. You have to constantly look at all of your houses. So let's check. It's been a while, a bit rusty. So I have 9 students going to school. I don't need to build a second school yet. And what do I have? I have got 11 children. So here I see somebody is a 17, is going to become a laborer very soon. And we have another person who's 17, that's a male. This is also a male, so they can't pair up. We have got a broken house over here. Okay, so I got to fix that. So to do that, always just go ahead and press the building upgrade and then undo that. So there you see, we have got Dwig and Dariana, who have now started a nice family. Now, this is a nice house, 13 and 30, 31 and 36 paired up, 43 and 40, 45 and 40. Let's go over here. So this is an unproductive house. They shan't be making any more children. Neither will this house. Not this. Not here. This one also probably not. And not this one. Because they are all above the age of 50. So if you're above the age of 50, you can't produce children in this game. We have Dicky and Celestian right up over here. They're working as vendors for this beautiful market that we have over here. Let's go in, have a look at the market. So the market is a collection spot. And here we go. Somebody is already making ale. Look at that. They pick up ale and then they pick up berries and then they make ale. Of course, when you make it with berries, it's inefficient because you can't collect as many berries. And of course, what you have is inefficiency, which we do not tolerate. We are going to go to a fruit-based economy. So all that is for later. The very, very first trader has come. Hello, how are you? Let's have a look. We have got a height coat guy. I don't need it, so I won't buy it. We can see that we are already building up the firewood. Now, let's go over to the purchase. When the merchant leaves, so this is what we're going to do. This is going to be the tutorial for how to trade. Let's look at the inventory. There we go. Ale has come up. We're going to put in 3448 ale and 4147 firewood. This is our economy. With this, we are going to buy the whole world. Purchase. When the merchant leaves. So in case the merchant arrives and then they buy something nonsensical, we are going to give the order for it to buy the maximum amount. So that's close to 10,000, 9,999 logs. 1,999 stone and 99 iron. I am not going to give orders for the grains, meats, fruits and fish and vegetables to be bought right now. That's going to come at a later stage. Because right now what it is going to do is that if the merchant brings in any kind of grain, they'll go and buy that. And my inventory is going to fill up with a bunch of garbage. So that's not what we want to do. We want to buy a particular class of grains, a particular type of meat, a particular type of fruit, and one particular type of vegetable. That is what we are going to do. And I'm going to tell this guy that the next time you're here, you're going to get me coal, because we do require a lot of coal. You are going to bring stone, iron, logs, and you're going to bring me steel tools. These are the orders which they are going to bring in every visit. What you can do is that you can uncross steel tools, because you can make steel tools yourself with coal and iron and wood. However, we are going to have so much money that we can buy steel tools. So I'm going to tell him to bring these things in every visit. They have a set number of items that they can bring depending on the population. So right now our population is 32 plus 8 is 40. Plus 12 is 52, so he won't bring as much. You will begin to get the maximum amount of goods, which is close to 30,000 when no 40,000 when you are getting general goods. That happens when you are above 150 population. Way advanced for us. We don't need to worry about any of that. We are at 52. We're going to get minuscule amounts of these things. Nothing to worry about. We are not going to buy any of these hide coats. We don't need to. So I'm going to dismiss this trader. And I'm going to put in the order also over here for 3448. This is going to become muscle memory. Ale 3448, firewood 4147. Very easy numbers. I'm going to get in why we are going to do that. And purchase when merchant leaves. Initially, just put the logs, stone, and iron. The way to do it is that you put all nines and then the maximum for wood, because you're going to run through a lot of wood, then stone, and then finally iron. When merchant leaves, and as and when these traders come in, we are going to train them into what they are going to buy for us, what they're going to bring for us, which we are going to buy from them. Now, we have very quickly built up another house. Let us look at our wood and stone and iron. So we have quite a nice concentration. Our wood is going to go up very rapidly as we build this the third quadrant. Now, you saw how quickly that got built. Let's check the houses. Let's continue checking the houses. All of these are fine. This is fine. Children are getting born. And they're getting born. This is all good. Now I have got two people who have moved in over here. Let's see where they work at. They work all the way over there. This is because we have put up these trade posts over here. So it is sucking labor out of this second forester's hub. But my plan is to move these houses so that I can have a very very dense forester hub over here, because you see this particular forester lodge has got these houses right here, right? So trees can't grow over here, therefore I am unable to harvest the wood, and that is going to reduce the amount of wood this guy is going to make, and therefore I'm not happy about that. We're going to move these houses all the way over here, set up and build a new forester's hub today. That's what we're going to do. So let's focus. Let's find out the forester's hub right here, forester's lodge. So we're going to undo that. Let us increase the number of foresters, which is right here. Oops, let's go ahead and make that clear. Right, 8 out of 8 foresters, each of them have 4, so 4 times 2 is 8, and we are able to go ahead and we are going to go ahead and build up another one. We have plenty of labor. I'm not worried about that. And if we see that houses are built which are being filled by only one adult, then we're going to break these houses, forcing people to move over here. A little bit of a dictatorship of democracy, whereby we are going to make sure that everything runs in a very democratic manner. Constantly check your houses. This is Darner. Darner will need a house, so that's why we are going to build another house right here. And this is a bit of a critical time for your colony because your initial batch of people have begun to die. So here, if we go to the cemetery, let us go to the cemetery. Here we have two graves. We have spoken about their stories. Those are beautiful people who had been eaten up by the Gulag Archipelago. They are here. They are escaping the Gulag Archipelago. And we are going to take care of them. Celestian has become an adult, so let's try to find where Celestian was. I believe I saw Celestian quite a little while ago. So I'm going to go through all the houses again. And this going through the house is going to happen until we go ahead and get a... Isn't Celestian in the new house? No. Where is Celestian? Ah, right here. So, okay, we didn't get a new house because he just matured in his own house. Fine. So you can clearly see that this is the market. This is the central hub. I'm going to stop this ale worker from working, remove that job, and we're going to set it to Apple, which is going to be where we are going to go at. We have 48 ale, which is going to contribute to a good amount of morale. We are going to, this is a bit of a wastage, but okay, it's fine. Because I want to essentially trade off all of the ale. I don't want them drinking any ale. I don't want them becoming drunks. I want a very nice society where we just use all of our goods for trade. House is being built. So this house is empty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this particular house and force the people of that particular house to move in to the new house built for them. So they should technically move in over here. We have got 4. So this is no good. We got a broken house, 30, and somebody who's 1 year old. So yeah. There we go. Lavante and Liciter has moved over here. They're working as laborers, but they are going to become the woodworking guys. So I'm going to already increase the number of foresters to 12 because I know that this is going to get built very soon and they are going to immediately populate the foresters lodge. They are going to already begin working. There we go. Look at them all come in. We have 12 slots for foresters and we have got 12. Right. Trader is here. Let's see what they got. They got corn. Go away. And I'm not even going to give him orders for what he should bring because we are not going to do any farming. We are pure capitalists. We are going to go ahead and buy everything. We are going to either get things by the sweat of our brow through hunting and gathering. We might do a little bit of fishing, but that's for later. Let's go ahead and remove that structure. And we have opened up another house because I want to get this Forester's Hub working. Dentonia, the teacher, has died. And we did not have a laborer. Oh, we did have a laborer. Presley was a laborer who started working as a teacher. So that's what we did, guys, that we made sure at all points of time we always have somebody to move into the boots of working as a teacher if in case the last teacher dies. Else what you are going to have is a bunch of people who are going to become illiterate. I'm going to remove this this woodcutter because I want the woodcutters to move towards the center. And of course I get a bit of free area where I can build up some storage, etc. So this is the third Forester hub which is going to be built. After that, we are going to build the fourth Forester hub, and we are going to put a school right here. So it's all pre-planned, guys, and this is all in a straight line. And we are going to have another set of schools right here so that the people working in the third and fourth quadrant are able to access schools. We have bumped up the number of builders to 2. And here they go. They are building on full strength. And we don't need to worry about houses being half filled because we have a few redundant houses right next to the market which we're going to fill up. So this is right here Orlandi, who wants to be a rebellious guy and get his own house, is actually going to move over here. There we go. A beautiful pairing. Orlandi and Presley has moved in. Let's check our houses again. So we have another house which can be built because Darner has become an adult. So let's go ahead and open up another wooden house right here. Ideally, these two houses right here should be giving the labor required for this particular Forester's Lodge. Let's see if that is the case. Yes, they are. So you see how efficient this is. They are just going to go from here and they are going to be able to cut off all the wood. And I'm going to go ahead and put a bit of a storage area for them to store the wood because you don't want them walking long lengths. However, also remember that we do have very efficient storage very nearby, right here. So a little bit of storage that I'm building, a stockpile, if you will. I have a little hill over here, but I can put another bit of storage. So wherever you find storage, just go ahead and take that over. Because, yeah, we are going to require a lot of storage for a lot of goods that are going to come in. It is at this stage, it does get a bit hectic for you to understand what pace of housing is required to be built. However, I would still say don't build the town hall at this stage. Let's wait for the town hall. And we are just going to check on houses. And for example, when we see there is Darner, who's 20, working as a herbalist, living with his parents, that already tells me that, hey, this guy needs a house. Let's look at the other houses. Yeah, so Bessie is alone and a teacher. So if Bessie dies, then we know that this house can also be used to take a couple in. So I'm going to have this house pinned for me just in case Bessie dies. Then I know that, okay, I don't need an extra house. However, we have got a house being thrown up over here. The storage is already built, which is very efficient in terms of drop-off points because we have got a straight line whereby the woodcutter can come and deposit the wood over here. All of this storage is going to get filled up. Right, so we have an empty house which we have built. Darner should come in over here. Let's wait, let's see what happens. It takes them a little while to get into their senses. Because it could be that Darner, who's a male, there we go, Darner does come. There we go, the game is working just as planned. Darner moved in, along with Ronald, male-female combinations only. This is, unfortunately, not as progressive as it should be. We are going to now go ahead and build all of these storage stockpiles over here. And if you notice, this particular market that I have pinned over here is able to supply food to all the houses. This house looks like it's not in the circle, but the circle is not a hard and fast rule. It is an indication only. They are able to go to to the nearest market and get things. And why do we need markets? As I said last time, we do require market so that they are able to get a balanced form of items. So this is the final house that we built. Let's look in. See, it's going and getting some fruits, some firewood, some mushrooms, onions, which count as vegetable, and a little bit of meat. So it's got a little bit of everything. We are not making any grain, so it can't get any grain. Okay, this is a bit dangerous. We ran out of laborers, but we have 2 laborers because there is nothing to be built right now. But if you, for example, are not building markets, then they are just going to go and grab a gigantic amount of venison, say 200 venison, which is there in a storage yard, barn, and it's going to bring it to the house, and everybody else who won't have that food are going to die. Only the people in that particular house are going to live, and everybody else is going to die, and you don't want that. Always make sure you have laborers. Always. This is non-negotiable. Extra laborers are the name of the game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move the stockpile over here. I'm going to build a 6x10 over here, and I'm going to destroy the stockpile because I want the area which is under the forester hub as clean as possible. So I don't want to build anything in there until, of course, we get a bunch of food coming in to trade. Then we are going to just destroy all of these foresters hub, and we are going to go ahead and build a gigantic amount of stockpiles, and we are going to finance it with our extremely good finance. Dariana has become an adult and is working as a laborer. So I'm trying to find where Dariana is. And of course, the point of looking at the houses is that it tells you the pace with which you should build up your forester's hub and the housing. There, we have got an empty house over here, and this is getting filled up by Balder, who's 33-year old, with Lani, who's 5-year-old. We don't want that. So we're going to break this house. We are also going to break this house, and we are going to reclaim this house so that they go ahead. And now Bald has moved in with somebody far closer to his age, 29. So we had another death, and that was the empty house. Now, always check on all of these older people houses. So for example, over here, Daria, 74, Hunter. Right. So this is the next house which probably when Daria passes away, we are going to populate by removing this particular house, because I don't want too many people living in this second forester's hub. So this part I want to clean up so that I get more wood. More wood is what I'm going to transfer into making a bunch of firewood. So you can see we had a lot of firewood, and that is going down drastically because we are siphoning it off into our trading posts. Therefore, oh yeah, we are going to break this house because we wanted to populate this particular house. Let's go ahead and look at the job areas so you can see how close they are. This is very close. Close, close. So this is a self-sufficient forester's hub. So is this one? The school is also nearby. Let's look at this forester's hub, which is getting its labor siphoned off by these guys. So it won't be as efficient. Let's see. Quite close. Very close. Close. Very close. So this is also fine. And right here, yeah, this is the third forester's hub is also fine at this date. Let us look at our buildings which we have in the center. Most of them are not working because we don't want to tax it too much. This woodcutter has a long walk. This woodcutter is the only one with a long walk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a particular house right here because I want to deconstruct this house. This house is next on the chopping block. Freem and Desica are going to move over here. Always keep an eye out on food. We are building houses quite quickly, and that is going to, of course, push our population up quite a lot, and therefore it's very easy to get blindsided, especially because we don't have the town hall. I'm going to find a nice scenic place for the town hall. So let's pause the game. It's unfortunate you can't build it on top of a hill or something. I would have liked to do that. And I also don't want it to be very, very far away from everything so that I don't have to walk as much. What would be a nice place? I don't want to build it over here because all of this place we are simply going to fill with housing. So I do require a bunch of housing over here. Let's put a well down because we have got disasters enabled. So if a fire comes along, they are very far away from production and from water, and therefore all of this can burn down very quickly. So I put down 2 fire wells. I don't need to build this fire well technically because yeah, we are not here. There is no buildings over here. However, we do need to protect this particular hub. So I'm going to put down 1 well here. This is very close to the river. I don't technically need it, but I'm going to put one down right there. And I'm going to pause it so that I don't put too much pressure. And I believe we had a well here. Yeah, this is quite nearby. Technically, the best well is right here. So let's put a well over here. Let's go ahead and pause it. So we have got 1 builder only available at this point because everybody is working as woodcutters. And we have a bare minimum crew which is going to act as traders. We have got only 2 traders right there who are going to train what ships are going to come in. We are going to slowly train up the traders and tell them what exactly we wish to buy from them. A lot of children being born, so therefore be careful, don't get blindsided. You might forget to build housing. You might be building housing and you might forget to build a lot of food production buildings. But we don't need to worry about that because if we require food, we can very quickly scale up by opening up another gatherer's hut over here. So that is what this Forester's Lodge is going to ensure. It's going to go ahead and pick up all the stones, it's going to pick up all the iron, etc. in this area, which is going to make it ready for hunters and gatherers to go out and collect a gigantic amount of food from. This house is getting built, and this house is exactly for getting to move this particular house. So as soon as this is built, I'm going to deconstruct this house and hopefully people are going to move in over there. Because as I checked most of the housing, Christia can... I'll build another house for Christia. Because Christia is the next candidate for a house. This house is really productive. It already gave us quite a lot of people who matured and therefore came into the workforce. We have a lot of people who are 17. This house is also very productive. Let's bump up the number of laborers to 2 because somebody else also matured. Bunch of deer are moving through our territory. And if the hunter comes, he can do a successful hunt. Always have one hunter. You don't need to. Only in real pinch you want to go for 2, but not at this stage. There we go. Freeman Desica have moved in right there. Here comes the trading ship. Beans, go away. Not even going to consider it. Because we are capitalists, we are going to buy our way out of trouble. We are simply going to throw money at the problem until the problem goes away. Ronald has become an adult, and Ronald, I believe, was somewhere here. Yeah, Ronald is here, along with Darner in a house, so we don't need to worry about building an extra house for Ronald. Roland. You can also see how nice the market is. It's going ahead and bringing a little bit of everything for our usage. And that is exactly what we want. We do want to have berries. We do want to have firewood, which they are going to get. And this firewood can be picked up by the vendor. So be careful that you have enough firewood, else everything will go in here. Wait a second. Hold on. Orders. This is a new boat which has come in. And it's the resource merchant. So he is going to bring in ale, coal, firewood, all the 3 resources, leather, hide coat, warm coats. Don't need to worry about these. Let's go ahead and tell him to bring iron, bring stone, bring wood. Every visit. That's very, very important. We're going to tell him to bring coal, steel tools, as I explained. And I am beginning to think, should I go ahead and tell him to bring warm coats? I think I'm going to do that. I didn't do it for the first ship. Let's think. If I have to win the game, I will not require these items in the beginning. I will require a bunch of wood, stone, and logs. Because I need to build with these items, and logs are non-negotiable because I need a huge amount of them. So initially, I shouldn't have these selected because whatever goods he's going to bring is going to get split up. So yeah, early game, I don't need anything other than iron, stone, and logs. So I'm going to go ahead and change it also for this trading post when it gets operational. And here we can see we have 2214 firewood. Let's go to orders. Let's go to purchase. We have given the purchase order of 99. This guy has 33. So check this out. 2214. And we're going to dismiss it. And we have now 2172. We have bought that 33 iron. We didn't have to go ahead and do it ourselves, which is painful because it takes a long time in mathematics. And if you are at this stage, you don't want to use up your RAM into doing menial calculations of multiplication tables. Let us ask this particular well to be built because this is a bit far away from water. There is a well here, but I think it's safer if we build a well over here. We have 5 out of 9 graves already occupied, and a lot of people are old. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the limits of both of these foresters hub, and I'm going to build another cemetery, a 7x7 facing the market over here. And let's check if that is, oh no, so it's placed wrong. It's placed wrong. So let's check what the road is like. This is what the straight road is. And right next to the school, we are going to go ahead and build a 7 by 7 cemetery. Oh, this is lucky. See, you see, there is a gap over here. I can't build it 8 by 7. This is really lucky. We can build a 7 by 7. I would have been really frustrated if it didn't allow me to build a 7 by 7. But okay, we managed. And this is not within the purview of either of these foresters up. So we don't care. Parisa has become an adult, and Parisa was right here. Yeah, I'm beginning to remember. So I'm going to open this particular house for building. And we're going to prioritize this house because they are busy building the well. A well's take an inordinate amount of time to build and a lot of resources, 40 stone, which is a bit expensive for us at this stage. But we are playing with a lot of what do you call that? We are playing with disasters on, so we have to be careful. Karista is also an adult, and Karista was over here somewhere. Yes, so we need another house, which I'm going to build right here. Why am I building this one? Because this is going to feed my main hub. This is going to feed the main hub. This is going to feed the first hub. This feeds the second hub and the vendors over there. I don't like it, but I can't help it. And this is going to be the third hub. And since we will have the third hub ready with the houses, with the well, and leisure activities in terms of cemetery, because they love to visit the dead, this will be ready for us to quickly go ahead and put in labor and increase our food gathering capacity in very short notice, at very short notice. As you can see, we are at 5600 food. We were at 59, if you remember, towards the beginning of the episode. So we have lost a bit of food because we are building, and therefore what you want to do is make sure that you have the ability to very quickly go ahead and make provision for increasing your food supply quite a lot. We're going to ask them to build this road. Roads are nice because then they increase the speed of movement. And at a later stage, we are going to ensure that everything is stone roads, beautiful, wide, clear chain of command with clear flow for traffic, which is going to make our colony an envy of the Soviet Union. I opened up another some road is acting up over here, so I have to cancel this road because I like beautiful square roads. I'm not going to have some road which is crooked. The only thing crooked is communism, and we don't want that. There we go. Christina has now moved in. Christia has moved in. This completes the housing for the third quadrant. Therefore, I can go ahead and let's think. What is it that I want to do? No, I don't need to open up any food resources because you can see we went back to 58, 59. That's plenty. We should now focus a little bit on getting a lot more woodcutters. So we're going to put a few more housing over here and try to increase our wood scenario. At a later stage, we will be removing the tailor and the ironsmith. So these guys are going to move. So I will require this particular space. I will require this road to be removed. All of this is still going to be used for other buildings. And these production buildings are very important. However, I'm going to push them to a later place. So they're gonna move. They're gonna get moved. Don't want. There is a particular reason why I want certain buildings to be built over here. This house is going up very well. I'm going to pause this because let me just check our housing requirements. So in this house there is Austi, who is going to be an adult very soon, will be requiring a house. Pracy requires a house, so yes, I am going to finish the construction of this particular house. And they are going to give labor to this forester hub over here because we are going to require an inordinate amount of firewood. So again, we have got Rigobert, the resource merchant. Let's check his orders. Yeah, he's bringing these things. And you notice he has brought in a slightly bit more. He was bringing in 33, he's bringing in 50 because our population has gone up. When he is going to go to, when we are going to be above 150 population, this is going to hit the max amount possible, which is going to be quite high. I think it's 4,000 or I'd have to check. It's quite a lot. Okay, dismiss, and you saw we auto bought all of this iron. So we are going to build up a very nice amount of iron. Therefore, we are not going to go and build iron mines. We are not going to build stone quarries. We are capitalists. We are going to ruin. We are not going to ruin the earth like like we should. But we will be considerate a little bit, and we will try to be in equilibrium with the world, which goes against our credo. But let's try to be civil for a sense, for a change. I'm going to put down 3 houses here. No work. And now I'm going to expand on my woodcutting. This woodcutter is going to face towards the market. So you see, he has got a very short walk distance between picking up wood from this vendor, going over to his workplace, chopping it, and putting it back over here. He can put it right here. And then this is where everything is going to get stored, and it's going to get siphoned off into the trading. So we have lost Daria the hunter. So this particular house has gotten empty. That's why I had it pinned. So let's see who comes into this particular house. So I'm going to pause this house because I'm pretty sure I don't have people enough to go ahead and populate 2 houses. And what I don't want is this particular house getting a broken family. It didn't. Austi moved in just like we wanted. Austi became an adult, got a house. This is how brilliant our system is. In today's world, unfortunately, we can't buy houses as soon as we graduate and become 18 years old. As soon as we become adults, we don't get houses. Very sad situation. Not over here. We get houses as soon as you become an adult. And we have got 4 woodcutters who are doing a brilliant job of pushing up this very vital amount of stored firewood. Let's check one more time for a placement place for our town hall. I think this looks nice. I like this place because, yeah, it's beyond the Forester's Hub, so we are obeying the laws. It's nearby to the capital city. This is where the capital is going to be built. We have a gigantic amount of flat area in the center of the map. And therefore, we are going to build a town hall in this episode. This is how good our progress is because we are doing it in a very systematic fashion. Irvine has become an adult. Let's check where Irvine is at. Whether Irvine, he or she, requires a house. That's Emmy. Yeah, Irvine is a laborer, so he doesn't need a house. So we are going to hold off building houses at this point. The second and the third quadrant are the ones which are going to be giving you new children. The first quadrant, it's filled with old people, except one particular house, which is this one, which has got a bunch of people getting educated. We have 3 extra adults, so we are going to push up the amount of woodcutters. Ooh. Oh boy. Here, okay, okay. I am not going to tolerate these undulations over here. I'm not going to tolerate it. So this is the only time we are going to use a mod. This is egregious, and we are not going to have that. Oh, that didn't remove it. Because I want this central area to be completely flat and completely filled end to end with houses. It's going to be absolutely obscene. This is going to be all stone houses. This is going to have all the industry in the world, all the trees from the entire universe is going to be bought over here and chopped up into pieces. All the fruit is going to get turned into ale. And this is going to be a gigantic operation. I am not going to suffer undulations and having gaps in this particular place. Nuh-uh, that's not going to happen. Ketu became an adult. So where was Ketu? Ketu. It's so hard to remember. It's going to get easy once we get that. Once we get the town hall built. So I'm going to already pin the town hall right here. Resource limits can go over here. This is going to get built and I can be able to see things much more clearer. Ketu was somewhere here, right? Yeah, Ketu right here, woodcutter. So, okay, she needs a house. She's 17. Woodcutter, so needs a house. So this needs to go up. Come on, chop chop. Let's prioritize because I don't want them wasting time. I want them to start making babies ASAP so that we can make our colony even stronger. Merchant is here, let's check. Peach, go away, don't care. I need resource merchants, I need food merchants, that's it. Anybody else is not welcome. There we go. Get you moved in. This is how good our system is. And here, Davinia, who's also a laborer, moved into this house. I would have liked it if somebody who's a child moved in with this. Okay, it sounds really weird if you take it out of context. Please don't do it out of context. This is a game. So if we had somebody who's 13 or 14 moved in over here, then I could have Davinia start another house. Can't have that because, yeah. We have used up all of the leather hide. So let's close this tailor. No, tailor can still work because he has got 8 leather. So let him produce 8 leather. If we are able to clothe everybody, then they get happier and that is going to make them much more efficient. We are not going to attract immigrants. We are going to be a bit cruel. We are not going to take any nomads. It's the exact opposite of what I do in Dawn of Man. Over there, I have to have all the nomads in the world come in, but not over here. Not today. Oh yeah, we also should open up this particular cemetery. You see, I didn't flatten the ground over here willy-nilly, but I do want it flat over here. I do want it flat over here because this place is going to be a production hub and I can't have empty gaps. All the area in this particular place is going to be gold. This is prime real estate. This is Tokyo 2.0. This is crazy amount of this is I really require a bunch of this real estate. No compromises. We are going to cover this inch to inch. Nothing is going to be left over here. Let's look through all the houses again. This is going to become a bit of a chore, but we have to do it. Yeah, I don't think there are any houses which require to be built because everybody is pretty happy and cooped up. So I am going to pause this house. Let's pause it. I don't need it. Good to have, but don't need it, because what it is going to do is, if you build houses up way too quickly, you are simply going to make a bunch of people without partners go into those houses, and once that happens, they don't produce children and your colony dies off, which happens very easily in Banished. It's very easy to lose control of your colony and lose everything in a millisecond, and you wouldn't even know that you're going towards disaster for hours. You might have lost the game now, and we will lose it maybe hours in the future. So yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm pretty sure that won't happen. This is your captain speaking. We are cruising along. We are at 63 people at this present time. We were 50-ish in the beginning of this episode. We built up 12 people very quickly. And this is going to increase strain on our food supply, but we have got possibility of very quickly increasing our food supply. We have already got 4 laborers who can become 4 gatherers, and that would increase our food intake tremendously. So there is nothing to be worried about. There is actually housing for all of these guys ready to go. So Devangal, Dev Angel became an adult. I have to find where he or she is. That's a bit of a mess. I can't find them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just build a house. If they... Oh, where is that? Ah, the Vangal is over here. So yeah, we don't need to build a house. We have got 2 builders, and things are moving a bit slowly, so I'm going to increase the builders to 4. Our second cemetery is also up, which is fantastic, because then the people who are in this particular forester's hub have got a nice place to relax, which is this cemetery. They have a nice place to relax, which is this particular well, and therefore they are going to remain happy. And you can see we have got our happiness up all the way to 5 stars. Our health is at 4.5 stars, which is more than enough. Happiness is not that difficult to maintain in Banished. You can actually go ahead and not do anything for happiness, and still they'll be happy enough. So you don't need to worry about that. We ran out of leather, so I'm going to close that particular tailor. And that gives us a free laborer. Land over here is now flattened. I can already see it. I'm going to check if the land next to it is also flat. Yes, this is flat. So we are good. We got it a bit of flat land, which we need. Don't like to flatten gigantic amounts of places. I'm not going to do that. Only in places like this is where I am going to go ahead and flatten. Let's look at this town hall being built in full speed. It requires 4 builders, and we have got 4 builders at the spot. All of them are in here, and they are just working at full speed to build up this beautiful town hall. And town hall, as soon as it comes in, it's going to give us a lot of extra knowledge. It's going to give us all the idea about the colony, and that is what we need to do. And we are going to be able to better manage our colony. There we go. Town hall is up. Town hall is up. This is the pride of the city. As you can see, we have 100% of people educated. That was our promise. 97% of people are clothed. This is going to get moved up. 21 homes for 21 families. So this means that we are doing the best job possible. We have 67 citizens, so we have moved quite a lot. 41 adults who are working, 10 students, 16 children, and we have a possibility of increasing our food supply, because let's look at the graphs. And I want to look at the last 10 years, 25 years, because we are at year 13. So let's say last 10 years. And let's look at our food situation. So yeah, food is beginning to fall because we built up quite a lot. So I'm going to ask for this particular gatherer's hut to be built. And we have labor, we have housing, we have got everything. Let's go ahead and build this. We are going to build this entire hub, so let's open up all of this, because I do have enough people to actually sustain this whole hub. And how much housing do I need? I need 2 housing for this, 2 for the gatherers, so that's 4, and 1 for the hunting and the herbalist. So that's why I have got 5 houses right here. And you can see they're quickly going, scudding about, and getting all of the required material. We are struggling a little bit in stone. Nothing to worry about. Once the trader storm begins to happen, we are going to be able to take command of the situation. Let's ask for this particular clump of rocks to be picked up. This stone, which is very near to the third hub, to be picked up, which would allow us to build things really fast. I don't think I need the resources limits. Let's get rid of that. There we go. We have already put down the footprint for the gatherer's hut. And we will have laborers, the builders who are going to come over here, and they are going to go ahead and build this thing pretty quickly. It requires 3 builders, but we have put in 4 builders. So yeah, you can see that they are already here. They are building. They do need to rest. They do need to entertain themselves. They do go back and forth. They need to warm up, because we don't have clothes for everybody, which we are going to have very soon. Nothing to worry about. There goes the gatherer's hut is going up. And what I am going to do is I'm already going to increase the number of gatherers to 12. So that they can get assigned to their positions, and we don't have labor coming from everywhere and they come from a particular place. I'm going to stop the herbalist and the hunting cabin, because let's build up the storage barn, because I want this storage barn built so that the storage capacity is very nearby. As you can see, people are coming from a bit far away, but as time goes on, they are all going to get into the required housing, because we have plenty of housing nearby, which is going to expedite and make our lives much easier. 21 homes for 21 families. We don't have any adults for whom we require to build any houses. I will do a quick check. Our food is falling. We are down at 4626, and that is a bit worrisome, but that is why we went ahead and built up this particular third forester's hub, which is going to give a gigantic amount of food. I'm going to pin this house of Messica, because she might die. Also, Emmy is 70. I'll leave that. 70 is not yet. Not yet. Merchant has arrived. So at this point, we are just training the merchant. Apple seeds, go away. I'm not going to buy seeds. I'm not going to buy any of those things. That's egregious. we are going to maintain one laborer. We are going to maintain only one builder. I did have, Mabella has become an adult, so I do require a house because I do know that she would require a house. I'm going to open up the house over there. Bit far away, but it's going to feed the labor for the wood cutting right here. So let's open up, as I said. There we go. But let's go ahead and pause this storage hut because I need to build a house for Mabella right now. So you go ahead and build that. So they're going to build this house where Mabella is going to move in and she'll be able to work very close by to this woodcutters. We used the ale brewery, but we shut it off. We have finished our ale, so people drank the ale. We don't care about that. And this is our third quadrant right here. A few old people died, and therefore we actually had a lot of people to work in the third quadrant, but since a few people died, we couldn't do that, and therefore we scaled down our ambition and we stopped the hunting cabin and the herbalist from being built. Now I'm going to give the order for the hunting cabin to be built because I do have a little bit of an excess. And now let's look at our graphs again. Here you can see the dip because we were getting low in terms of food, but it's going to pick up now because we already built this gatherer's hut, and it can make, oh, this is terrible. So you see this gatherer's hut went and collected 2 stones and 9 logs, and therefore it stuck up 2 storage slots. So this particular year is going to be terrible for this gatherer's hut because it won't be able to collect anything in this particular season. Half of its production capacity is going to be gone. Nothing we can do about it. Can I try to break this and reclaim it? No, doesn't work. What I can do is completely break it and then reclaim it, but I don't need it that much. So let's go ahead and give another hunter to start hunting, and we are going to give the order for this particular herbalist because we got another adult. Hermione is going to live in this particular house over here. So, as you can see, what is the grand strategy? Grand strategy right now is that we are going to build up 4 foresters hub, and we are going to consolidate people towards the central island. So any excess laborer is going to get sucked up by this central hub or around this particular market. And why? Oh boy, wait. So quite a lot of people quickly died, but luckily we had laborers. So I will have to stop this building because that got way too close for comfort. We got an extra laborer now. So a lot of people will die right now. This is a bit of a dangerous time for your colony because the first people are going to die. You see, this particular cemetery got filled up completely, and therefore the second cemetery is going to get in and going to start filling up. Also, we are going to build cemeteries farther later down the road. We don't need to worry about that right now. We are cruising. We are a little low on iron, but I'm sure we'll be able to buy our way always keep at least one laborer free so that in case your teacher dies, you don't make a bunch of uneducated people. We have got the food is already jumping back up because we have got 100% educated populace. I'm going to make this herbalist not work. I don't have the labor for it. Let's find out what we have to build. Let's. Another person became an adult, so let's go ahead and build a house. Yeah, we are building a house right here. And now I'm going to make the footprint for a second set of houses. So I am going to put in 2 woodcutters right here and here, but I'm not going to build them, of course, and I'm going to put in housing facing these woodcutters. This is going to be our second row of housing. 1, 2. Oops, no, this house is not like the others. So please, you two go away, you go away. And here is the other house. Let's check what the trader got. Chicken and pumpkin. Chicken and pumpkin. Now, I am going to do a save game right here. And this will be it for this episode because we do want, so I want to go over what exactly I want to do with the food merchants. That is going to be for the next episode. Please stay tuned. I didn't have time to write the script for this episode. I'm coming back after a bit of a holiday, and I hope to see you guys again back for more Banished, where we go to 1,000,000 food. We have built our town hall. That is a fantastic building, and we are going to go and continue growing across and making a far more powerful city. So please stay tuned. Thank you for watching. This has been the Strategic Indian signing out.